back to an all-new Celebrity Dentist. I'm your host, Garen Smiley. Our contestant has agreed to our Celebrity Dentist Challenge. For a cash prize of $3,000, he'll allow a member of our Celebrity Dream Team to perform a basic dental cleaning on him without any training whatsoever. Are you ready to meet your celebrity? I mean dentist.
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do it. Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie Prinze Jr.
Hey, audience, you know what time it is. Let's get cleaning!
Hold that for me, would you, come fan? Oh, nice and steady, would you? Oh, all right, here we go. All right, now we're both done. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna drill till I see China. Hold still, buddy. Now shake it like a leaf. Oh, my.
Oh, God! Ooh, that's all the time we have for today. Find out next week if Harry makes it to the semis, only on Celebrity Dentist. Keep it on this channel because the box score starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They, of course, are the Danettes out in Milford, Connecticut. We certainly hope that patient is all right. Fritzy, you're a guy that doesn't mind a doctor's office visit. Do you have any nightmares from the dentist, though?
I'm not a fan of the dentist, but based on some other appointments I've had over the years, I'll take a dentist over proctologists and gastroenterologists and people like that. So no one likes to go to the dentist, but again, based on some other things I've experienced, the dentist is a walk in the park these days.
I had the opposite experience at the dentist about 6 years ago. Fritzy, you'll like this. The technician who was cleaning my teeth was Eastern European, and we're talking, and I think she's just trying to distract me. And at the end of the cleaning process, she asked me out. And I laughed, and it was very uncomfortable because it's been quite a while since especially since I've been married, to be asked out. And I held up the old hand. I go, "Oh, I'm married." And she goes, "Oh, I know."
Wow, that must have been a really awkward experience.
Especially because it's our family dentistry office.
Yikes.
So that's an ongoing awkward situation.
Pretty flattered, though.
That was a huge topper dentist story. What am I going to come up with now?
I don't know how you're going to beat that.
My buddy Dan Schweitzer is my dentist. We talk about the Jets when I go in there. Whatever.
Schweitzer.
My, well, not current family dentist, one of my old family dentists actually used to place his genitalia right here uncomfortably close to my face, almost to the point where I thought about reporting him for certain issues. So that's basically my version of Paul's story. But he would put his junk like literally like right here on your head, and I would be like, wow, that seems like it's really close. And he would like sort of
was
like,
it arching? Like,
so anyway, the teeth look good. It's everything looks good there. And I'm
was he wearing
sure it was like I was getting harassed.
Did he ever arch it? Because if he was standing straight, then it's on you. If he does some type of arching situation, then it's...
Most dentists like would just get like a chair and sort of like sit next to you and do that, and instead he just got right up in there and worked on your teeth like that.
That's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe is there a statute of limitations for things like that?
That's a problem.
Is that weird or is that normal?
Beats my story.
That's very weird.
No, it's part of the procedure. Here comes the suction, Seton. Maybe there's a celebrity dentist working in Milford with some high-powered tools because you guys actually had a power surge this morning.
Don't go, like, make a form tackle around the waist of the guy who has the ball. Don't do that. So that's hello. The pinball machines have reset.
Just had a power surge.
Was that lightning? Anything we need to know about? Any emergency broadcast system that's...
Was that TiVo wants to be mentioned?
Yeah, that's... Thou shalt not. But anyway, assuming that, you know, we shouldn't be running for the hills right now, I'm assuming that you'll tell me before y'all just clear out of here if we need to.
No, you got to stay in here. You will run. You got to stay on the air.
Okay.
Oh man, if you could have had like a bubble over my head right there, it would have been expletives right there. The oh shh, written right over my head. But what are you gonna do? You have a power surge. We have like generators and like things in place that help keep us on the air, which is great, but then you have no idea. It could be anything from like they're doing work on the power lines down the street to, I don't know, World War III. I have no idea what's going on.
We're pretty sure you guys stayed on the air, but Paulie went into the box and then revealed a secret about another DP show power surge.
we're either on the air or not. I have no idea. Sometimes I'll know, but I can't go, hey, are we on the air? And then let out an F word or something like that. You just got to keep going and plow through. There was a time when we were radio only with Dan Patrick. We were off the air for 2 minutes. And me, McLovin, and Dan just kept on talking. And to this day, Dan doesn't know that we were off the air for those 2 minutes because it can't help for your host to know all that problematic stuff.
Oh my God. Actually, I wasn't at the old house as much as you guys, so I'm going to give you an outsider's impression. I was more surprised when you guys were actually on the air. When it felt like it was always like Dan. I always felt like everybody would be under their desk, and then Dan would be like, "How's it going over there?" And everyone would come up with thumbs up, Dan. Having no idea.
Seton pulled off a lot of miracles. If you would just look at the space available, and there's like a closet here, and it looked like there's no possible way this could actually be broadcast outside of our little room to anyone out there.
Yeah, this one day I remember specifically, we were off the air, and Seton goes, "Well, we're off the air," and I just kept talking with Dan. We were like, and so Brett Favre, you think he's going to do well with the Vikings or whatever we're talking about? And Seton goes, yeah, we're off. And we're off for at least 2 minutes, maybe more. And then Dan comes in and he goes, everything all right? Yep, all right, because there's nothing good could come up telling him. We actually had a situation maybe 2 or 3 years ago here where someone in management forgot to pay our electric bill, and they turned off our electricity before the show. And it's about 8:40 in the morning, a.m. Eastern time, and I'm on the phone with the electric company. I'm like, can you get our electricity turned on? And she goes, yeah, how about Thursday? I'm like, how about 4 minutes from now? Yeah, and I explained to her.
Fax a credit card over.
God bless the electric company in Connecticut. They saw how much we needed to it, and they put our electricity on at about 8:50 a.m. Eastern when we went on air 10 minutes later.
Paulie, what's the ultimate fail-safe if the power goes out and the generators aren't working?
Oh, we all, I guess, go to the bar early. I mean, there's not really a fail-safe. We do have a backup studio on a college campus about 15 minutes away from here, but that would be radio only. There's only so many precautions you can have in place. We don't have multiple buildings like most networks do.
All right, well, that is the plan. If you plan on getting legal advice from Mike Florio, don't do it. I don't think the guy can help you. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Box Score. We got Mike Florio filling in for Dan all week, and he's been doing it on the reg for DP. Paulie, how has he progressed since his first show?
I'm going to go back to when Mike was just a caller. He was really good as a call-in, analyst or guest. And then the first time he hosted the show, I think he was really nervous. He used to prepare Brock pages upon pages of prep, which is a good thing because it gets you kind of mentally ready. But I'd be like, man, I think you're overthinking this a little bit, which is, I'd rather someone overthink than underthink. But now, he has his own prep, but he does it like on a one sheet, so he's definitely more confident.
McLovin, how well would you say you know Mike Florio?
Pretty well. I've known him actually before my involvement with the Dan Patrick Show, so pretty much as well as anybody outside the Florio inner circle.
Well, if you knew about him, maybe you didn't know this little factoid that he dropped on us today.
People still think, oh, you're a lawyer, and so they want to ask legal questions like, no, I'm not anymore.
Wait, you can not be a lawyer anymore?
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have a license to practice law anymore. That is my go-to. I am no longer licensed anywhere, and I'm fine with that because it saves me from having to dispense free legal advice anywhere and everywhere I go. So don't ask me.
Putting all your eggs in this football basket, huh?
Yeah. We'll see if it works out. Now I'm nervous.
You know what's funny? If I ever had legal trouble, I know Mike gives me a hard time on the show, but he was my go-to lawyer guy.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I don't know, Clay Travis, Outkick the Coverage, is also a lawyer. So, like, if I have real problems, Mike and Clay were pretty much it. Apparently, that is probably not the route we should be going.
In any state.
What a scam this is. I always thought, the cool thing about being a lawyer or a doctor is calling yourself a lawyer or a doctor, not the actual practice of it. And if you're a doctor and you stop doctoring for 5 years, are you no longer a doc? Don't you think you should always be a lawyer?
But then again, Paulie, am I still a paralegal? Because I was a paralegal when I was 23.
But you didn't go for 8 years of school for being a paralegal, I would hope. And it just seems weird. I thought if you're a lawyer, you're a lawyer.
Coming up, if you were a champion last week, will you be a champion this week? It's Mock Headline Championship belt. After this. Welcome back to the box score. Another action-packed weekend in the books. So we searched the World Wide Web for all the top stories. Time to see what the boys can do with these things. Let me do this, Michael Buffer. Let's get ready to headline.
Mock headline battle royale.
I'll give you a headline. You give me a mock headline. First headline: Angel slugger Josh Hamilton takes himself out of lineup for a mental break. Let's start in the front row with Paulie Pabst.
Ritzy, this is for you because I know you love this show. Dark Angel.
Oh.
Hamilton taps out of lineup.
Wow, Jessica
Alba.
Jessica Alba.
Oh. Dark Angel.
At her best.
Yeah.
I think I still have that TV Guide cover. I don't know if I should share that.
Honey Fritzy, what do you got?
I've got mind over batter. I'm not Josh, and he got to step up to the plate.
That's just smattering. Seton.
All right, Hamilton. Fast Times Josh waves Mr. Hand at starting lineup.
Wow. Oh, Fast Times reference.
Boom.
What? I liked it.
Oh, so you can do headlines on our time. And McLovin.
This is literal and entertaining. Angel not in the outfield. Hamilton asked for time off.
Next headline: Florida State holds the #1 ranking in the AP preseason poll. Back row and Fritzy.
How's Seminoles? They're fine and ready to Winston.
Clean up in the back row. Seton, you're up.
Todd Fritz literally gave me this headline 30 seconds ago. Has-beens? I don't think so.
#1. McLovin, your submission.
Oh, this makes no sense, but Florida State steals top spot in poll, says they forgot to pay.
Oh, pretty good.
Paulie.
Wow, that's an angry mob right there. Jeepers creepers.
I was going to go Seminole in 1, but that didn't really work. So can Florida State crab leg out another title?
Ooh.
Very nice. Our third headline: the 49ers get destroyed 34-0 by the Broncos in the first game at Levi Stadium. Front row Seton.
40 whiners need their Levi's stitched up. It's not really a great one.
To the back row and McLovin.
Oh, that's kind of a little both there.
Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick. 49ers fail to score. That's Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
Bravo, I say. Paulie, your headline.
Now the Broncos decide to score? Why did they do this in the Super Bowl?
Oh, snap. Fritzy. Boom.
Hashtag too soon. Too soon.
My Bronco yarmulke. It's all upset.
Out of frame.
I've got holes in their Levi's. AFC champs provide Bay Area beating.
Santa Clara out the bench here. Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem, Broncos. Finally, our last headline.
Thank you.
A pitch invader runs onto the field and steals a free kick during the West Ham-Tottenham match. McLovin, go.
Now, I just caught video of this and a photo, and apparently he was wearing pants, but I'm going to just take artistic license and say he wasn't. EPL fan gives new meaning to free ball.
Free ball.
Free ball. Try the veal.
Free balling.
To the front row and Seton.
What in the hell's going on here? Pitch invader says he's just kidding.
Oh.
Ooh, I see what he
A lot of plays on words.
There are a lot of plays on words.
What in the hell's going on here? Yeah, that's better than yours, Andy.
Free balling?
Fritzy, what do you have?
I'm going to go with, I'm going to get you soccer. Officials say future violators will be pitch slap.
Oh, you can't say that.
Pitch slap?
You can't say that. You gotta cut that out.
Finally, Paulie, can you outdo that?
No, I cannot. Tottenham and cheese ball. Pitch invader gets all over the field.
Why would you say West Ham and cheese?
West Ham and
Tottenham and cheese ball.
Tottenham
It's tougher to get Tottenham and cheese.
You're making me hungry.
I
The
don't know,
mock
West Ham,
headline
Tottenham,
championship
same.
belt goes to
double ham.
the back row.
Yo!
See, two-a-days, please locate the back row.
I'm going to get you soccer.
I'm going to get you soccer.
I'm going to get you soccer.
Well done, boys. Well done.
Bravo.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Still to come. Sit then. Hit the music.
Sit down.
Dun dun. Dun dun.
Welcome back to the Box Score. Last call here at the Box Score Bar. You guys got Mike Florio in breaking down NFL all week, and before he got into his AFC East breakdown, Seton dropped this joint on us.
This is your big AFC East preview. You're doing two divisions every day?
Yeah.
Do you want like some production?
Do we have music? What do we have?
Seton?
Yeah, hold on a second. Mike Florio's AFC preview.
Got to get that on the soundboard. I like that. AFC East preview.
Yeah, this is a trick that most sports radio stations use when the content on the air is not that entertaining. They put a bed of music underneath it to make it more entertaining. Now, we were joking about it that we don't really do that, but we didn't prepare any production in advance. So we've gone to this before and done hut.
By the way,
so we got this down.
Isn't there a bed of music underneath us right now?
Oh.
Yes, which is exactly the point.
Wow.
And there's a lot of swooshes and everything happening. Yeah.
Why do they
distract you from the content?
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things is making fun of radio while we're on the radio. And the overproduced radio segment is one of my favorite things, which we kind of did with Against the Grain, actually. All the hood, and the music and everything. It's like formulaic sports radio at its best that you'll hear like any weekend on any sports radio station, and I love making fun of it.
But I feel like Against the Grain has like a punk rock aesthetic because of, you know, the
Bad Religion.
Bad Religion. So like it is making fun of it, but it's also super cool.
No, but you have a real song that goes with it, and it's part of the joke with Against the Grain. Like sometimes you'll hear just a segment of sports radio for 9 minutes with a light bed of music underneath. I'm like, what are you guys doing there? I mean, I struggle sometimes to hear the people that are talking, and I don't think that could be a good thing.
When I worked at ESPN Radio, before I was on the Dan Patrick Show, I worked on the weekends and like at night mostly, and at least one segment an hour was like voiceover guy with like production and like what team will come out of the NFC, boom, and then you play the music, and then what quarterback is gonna win, and it was like all of this stuff was so overproduced, and at the time it was like, wow, we're really killing it, like this is so great, and then you look back and you're like, why were we doing all of that? Like, just talk.
If your show is good, you just get to the host or get to the person who's the star of the show and let Dan Patrick do his thing. Or I was listening to Scott Van Pelt's show the other day, and I heard the same thing, and they were trying to get Scott's take on certain topics. And it was like, and it was like 10 seconds. I was like, and he did this like 5 times. Like, all you're doing is giving me less time to hear the guy I actually would like to hear. And that doesn't make any sense. But people want to justify their jobs and impress their bosses and this schlocky, you know.
Did Mike and the Mad Dog do like a 47-minute NFL prediction thing with music underneath? I remember their predictions would go on.
But you know, actually, Mike and the Mad Dog were usually the opposite. They would have not a lot of production.
They read from the newspaper.
Right, and old, they do old intros to their segments that had production from 10 years ago. They were just 2 dudes who usually talked.
That being said, they do famously have the worst jingles in the history of radio ever.
80s jingles.
Yeah, and actually, right modern day, it's still pretty terrible. But at least it's a good throwback.
You guys were having a lot of fun today. You had new theme music and new hats. Fritzy, you busted out that old man fisherman hat. McLovin, you said he sort of looked like an older Bieber. Fritzy, you going to keep on wearing that thing?
I don't know. If the guys like it, I would wear it again.
I like it.
They just want me to look like a putz every day. But yeah, our friend Nick in the back, one of the production staff members, let me borrow this, and the guys seem to like it. But I think it's more because I look dopey in it than anything else that they.
That was, you know, poor Nick is in here holding the camera, and we're about 30 seconds, maybe not even, like 15 seconds away from coming back to one of the look-ins, and I just heard Paul go, "Hey, Nick, can I borrow your hat for a second?" And, oh, yeah, sure. Just handed it over. I'm like, buddy, you've worked here long enough. You know what's about to happen right now, right?
What did you just step into?
Come on, pal.
That's true, and I didn't mention Nick's name on air to not embarrass him more than the hat would do naturally. So, but once you're in the room, if one of us asks for something as a prop, you got to give it up. Even if you're a cameraman, you got to embrace the bit. And, you know, poor Nick, it's his hat.
Oh, little Nick.
A lovely hat. And maybe it'll bring the Broncos more luck throughout the season. Fritzy, who is on tomorrow?
Charlie Casserly, a former GM, now NFL Network analyst, will be part of things. So we'll look back on Manziel and Hoyer and the Browns-Redskins Monday night game. New owner of the Clippers, Steve Ballmer, will join us. And Dean Blandino, vice president of officiating for the National Football League, will stop by as well.
Can you play a teenager in like a high school?
It's Ballmer. Thanks for watching the box score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239, right here on DirecTV. Your home for BKB. Cheers.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!